Greetings everyone, welcome to Chess Advanced, and hey, this is from the Esports World Cup with the white pieces. We have Alireza Firouzja. This is game 4. Game 1 I've already shown, game 2 and game 3 are drawn. So here in this position, Alireza has to actually bounce back and get a victory. Otherwise, he won't be able to force Armageddon. And you have to understand one thing, that the games are gonna be held in a set. So here we have a set of 4 games, then we're gonna have another set of 4 games, and whoever wins the set, if the sets go 1-1, then we're gonna have a third set, and that will be the deciding set. But here in the first set, we have the 4th game, and Alireza has to win this set to force Armageddon in this set. He has to actually win this game. So hey, let's see what he does with the white pieces. So without further ado, let's start this game. We have e4, e5, knight to f3, knight to c6, and just bishop to c4, trying to go for the Italian game. And we have bishop to c5, the Duke piano, and we have c3, knight to f6, and just d3, and we have h6, b4, and here immediately going for this bishop to b6 back. We have a4, trying to trap that bishop, but here just a6, trying to make some path for that bishop. We have castles, knight bd2, and here just finally going for this d6 and immediately opening the bishop here, and it's ready to jump on that square. So we have h3, not allowing that, bishop to a7, and just rook to e1. And here we have knight to e7, and here very nice knight to f1. That knight would be remaneuvered here or there. We have knight to g6 and knight to g3. We have c6, and here bishop to b3, but just d5. And here you can see that the position is very much fine, no issues from both sides, but they still have to play this very precisely, and especially Alireza. And we have e captures and knight captures, but just going for this bishop to d2, but now here just rook to e8, and we have queen to c2, we have bishop to e6, and here just rook a d1, we have queen to c7, and here just going for this c4, just pushing that knight out of the way. And the best move, which is his knight to f4, which was played by Magnus instantly. But here you have to be careful. What do? First you cut off the bishop's presence over that diagonal, or maybe you do something else, like I don't know, anything could be played in this position. Maybe you just want to eliminate that and you just capture that. But here c5 is the best move in this position. After a5, now you go for this bishop captures on e6, knight captures, and here after knight to f5 you play rook to e8, and here knight to d6. That knight would be beautiful on that square, and here after a captures you just push it forward, and after knight captures, pawn captures, you just capture it with the bishop. And here in this position, most likely we're going to see b6, rook captures, and first now going for this b captures, bishop captures, and here everything gets traded off. You play knight to f8, knight goes over and maybe put some pressure here, but here in this position you could go for this very nice rook captures on d4, bishop captures, knight captures, and here after queen to a7 you'll get this position where this pawn would be targeting. Yes, you can defend it, but most likely with these pawns, I mean, it's most likely going to be a draw. But here in this position we have bishop captures on f4 first, knight jumps in with capturing, and we have c5 just immediately blocking it. But here in this position, just bishop captures, queen captures, and the same idea, a5. You want to weaken this pawn, so here just d4 was played, trying to strengthen it. But this just, you can see that it gives it white's advantage, black's advantage. So here Magnus immediately jumps in, plays in the best move. We have rook captures, and here rook captures on d4. And in this position here you could play a lot of moves. But first we have a very weird one by Magnus, asking for a rook trade. It's natural, but Engine doesn't like it. And here we have rook to e4. This move is not a good move. It throws away white's advantage, but you have to understand, if you actually go for the advantage, it leads to a draw. So that's why here Alireza is trying to not go for a draw in this position, because if you lose this set, then you have to make an entire comeback in the next set. You don't want to do that. So here just a captures by Magnus, for starting with that. Rook captures, now just pushing it forward, asking Magnus, maybe you're interested in trading this pawn for that pawn. But here just rook to d7, nothing fancy here, just you have to defend this pawn. I don't have to defend that pawn that much. I have played rook to d2, now it's your turn, now defend that pawn, otherwise I'm going to capture it. So here rook to e4, just giving up that pawn and asking him, what are you going to do? He says, well, thank you very much for the pawn, and Magnus just captures the c5 pawn. And we have queen to c4, just threatening some things on there. But here in this position Magnus finds a beautiful tactic, and I'm going to ask you to pause the video and try and find out this tactic yourself. So have at it. Congratulations to everyone who's able to find this move, and the move is this beautiful bishop captures on f2. And the more you see it, the more you understand it, right? That's just amazing. Here king captures, knight captures on d3, and now here you have to go back. But in this position Alireza goes forward. He's thought that maybe there is nothing wrong with this, but now queen captures comes. You can lose that knight either way if you go forward or backward, but you have to understand the move backward is the safest one for this white king, because here rook to e8 check, king moves, and you might be thinking, well, this is coming, but this doesn't do anything. You can just block with the queen and the game is going to be absolutely fine, because the queen also defend this, and there is absolutely nothing you can do to that knight because it's being defended by the rook, and also it will be by the queen as well. So queen to e4 check was played, but just g6, and in this position, Alireza Firouzja, the world number 8, actually goes for an absolutely horrendous move. He blunders it and he goes for rook to e7, just trying to do something, but I'm sure all of you can see it. It's actually a mate in one. Queen to f2 checkmate, and it did appear on the board. Magnus Carlsen mates Alireza Firouzja, and in this set he goes up a set. Now in the next set he has to start again, but if Magnus wins the next set, he's going to be out, and Magnus Carlsen will be winning the trophy for Esports World Cup, and Alireza Firouzja will get the second place. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll be coming back with games like these, so stay tuned to the channel, subscribe to the channel, and I'll be seeing you guys very soon. Thank you all.